Good morning, everybody. Look at me. Hard hat and vest. I'm gonna show you guys something a little different today. We got a small, we actually have a slow day in trucking. So, me and Pops deserve it because we have been 8 to 80. Pops didn't get in till freaking 9 o'clock last night. But, we were setting up something new. I spent a few days out here a couple weeks ago helping my guys set up this machine. They've never done it this well. Two of my guys have with me many years ago. We don't have to pour in this situation often, but we're doing it again. I come out here to check on them. They're doing a great job. I want to show you guys what's happening. This is one of my other companies. If I didn't just say that, you guys hear me talk a lot about. Hauling my own equipment, or you know, helping mini curb out, whatnot. We pour concrete on roadways and subdivisions and whatnot. This is one of the jobs we're building. It goes on for miles. Hey, there's a bald eagle. It goes on for miles each direction. They just recently did a traffic swap. They moved everybody to the outside. That way we can build the center lanes. But we've poured all this concrete. We poured all the concrete down there. So this centerpiece is what we're working on now. We're pouring directly on top of asphalt with this road separator. We'll have to get this tied in. The contractor's gonna have to cut this asphalt. And then there's gonna be a curb like that goes around here to finish this island. The contractor will have to cut that all out and get it ready. If there's enough of them, we'll probably even pour them with a machine. I can tell that we poured these with a machine just by looking at it. After asphalt. That's what's called what we call a scab on. The difficult part about pouring this separator with a machine is the machine has a fixed cross slope. Now you could dial it any way you want, but if you look at roads, you know that they do this a lot. So my operators have to constantly tweak the machine to keep it flat on the asphalt. Like if you look at that separator there, you can see a big rise in it coming up. They just poured that with the machine. The guys are down here doing the finishing touches on it. So what we do in this situation, normally we drive these in the dirt. Today we drill small holes, pop them in the asphalt real quick. I tried to use my big fancy camera with my mic today, but I turned it on and realized I didn't put a card in it. So I'm back to the GoPro. So I'm trying to speak loudly so you can hear me. But you can see they're finishing up the little edges, putting a broom finish on it that's required by the DOT. This is yesterday's pour, or part of yesterday's pour. We're right beside Sun and Fun, Lakeland Airport. So you'll hear a lot of plane activity. This is where they have the Sun and Fun. What's up, Tony? You can see they're starting to form the little bull nose on the end. They've shoveled it in. Now they'll wait on that concrete to set up a little bit, and then they'll just shape that by hand. Again, the contractor will cut that asphalt and we'll pour that curb in there. We poured this one a few days ago. That one there was our practice run to make sure we still had it. And we do. So now we've stepped it up. We're pouring like 100 cubic yards a day-ish. If we don't have to walk the machine too many times. And if we can get the concrete, which normally we can. especially with our good friends at Mashmeyer Concrete. Thank you, guys. Oh, those energy drinks are so good. God, I'm addicted. There's the machine right ahead of us. We're going to bounce down there and catch up with them. He had to walk it from where they were at all the way down here, and the machine doesn't walk very fast. So if you have to walk it, look at that car right there. Look at that car right there. Just about to run through my string line. So, I don't know if you can see it, but here they have one heck of a cross slope. So my operator's got to dial that into the machine. All right, so you can see they're following this string line. This sensor's for backing up. This sensor's for driving forward. These sensors hold it on grade. Looking good, by the way. Looking damn good. Everything looks good. So they have to turn the machine around. So now the cross slope's the opposite direction. They got to change the whole machine to fit this profile of asphalt. The operator's making adjustments, picking the mold up. He's making adjustments on his side of the slope. Then the operator's going to make adjustments on that side for that side of the slope. He's checking to make sure that the mold has a little bit of fall in the back. That helps slick off the concrete. You can see we had to take our trimmer head off. Normally we have the thing that digs the dirt. You've seen that in past videos. They've got 2 trucks waiting on them. But they'll be setting sail here in just a minute. You can see how that was touching the asphalt a little bit and the back isn't. He's picking this up with this and he's dropping that down. And they're almost ready to go. See the leg picking up? So what Jose's doing now is he's trying to fix his offset. Like I was saying, they've had to retweak this machine. Well, if you see these sensors right here, these arms, they're not straight up and down, they're at an angle. So as that string goes up or down on that sensor, it will change the offset. That is the stupidest thing Power Curber has ever done. I love their machines. They're great machines. I have complained to them forever about their steer sensors. If that sensor arm was straight up and down for the offset, it wouldn't matter where the string line is on it. The offset would be the same. But since they were down there, the string line may have been riding higher or lower than it currently is. Now that they've come over here, the string line's riding in a different spot on that arm because they've had to tweak the machine out a different way, which moves the string line on the arm. And since the arm doesn't register straight up and down, it registers like this. I'm going to over exaggerate it so you get the point. If you had a string line up top or a string line down at the bottom, it's going to read different. I don't know why they've done that. I have complained like hell. I've showed the manufacturer, you know, their reps. They understand it. They just don't fix it. I don't know. They should, because it's very aggravating. So a lot of times we back up into inlets. So what we do is we kind of guess for our backup sensor, we just guess, okay, bring it up this much higher, because every time we back up, we're only going to pick up this much. Because you got to pick up so you don't scrape the dirt. So we pick it up a little bit and say, okay, that's going to be close. And then we back up and take off. It's dumb. Maybe you understand it. I tried to explain it the best way I could. I mean, if you were doing this for a living, you'd understand what I'm saying. Power curber, if you're watching this, fix that stupid sensor, please. That's the, other than that, man, your equipment. I mean, look what we're doing. We're doing stuff that most people would pour by hand. Most companies would pour this by hand. For whatever reason, they're too afraid, they're nervous about pouring on asphalt. There's a lot that goes into it. These guys have been working on this for 30 minutes now, and the only thing they're changing is the transition from one slope to another. That's the only thing they're changing, is the transition from down there to here. And you got to get it perfect. If you're not perfect, you know, it'll mess up. All right, they believe they've got it all set up and ready to go. You can see the back steer sensor working. You can see the back tracks steering. They seem to be steering quite wildly. You don't have that sensor far enough back, do you?
I got him on the distance.
Steering quite crazy. It should be back there. That's your tight radius. But it's working for what you're doing. You're not backing up much. A little bit of dip in that asphalt in the very beginning, so a little bit of a rough start, but it's dialing out now, looking good. He's tweaking, he's making some tweaks up there on the slope. You guys need to get our headsets. Did you tell Christopher to bring them to you?
I did. I told him to
Y'all need to have headsets. It'll be so much easier, I promise. I'll get them for you. So it's pretty loud, so I'm gonna try to, hopefully you can hear me. In the initial takeoff, this is a rough spot. The asphalt was messed up. They're cleaning up the edges. He's scraping a little bit off the top. They'll take some wood and sort of scrape that flat again. And he'll take the bull float the top. And it'll look like a brand new, beautiful road separator. They're shoveling up all the concrete that spilled out of the edges. Because of that asphalt dip, the vibrator's just pushing out of the sides. They're throwing it back in the hopper so we don't waste any, or waste as little as possible. And we're off. We're set to sail now. So he's back there just making some really small adjustments. Getting it really dialed in for this section. You can see everything's looking real good on both sides of the asphalt. The mold's not punching into the asphalt. It's just barely touching it. Riding it high about that much. You always got to be careful not to kick the string line. It'll mess the machine up. Counterweight package that you guys saw us installing in the yard. I think it was some of our shorts. We install that for the sidewalk mold. This 5 foot wide, this is only 4 feet wide, but this is carrying more concrete than the sidewalk. And we had to take the trimmer head off to do this. So you want to counterbalance the machine. Looking real good. Looking real good. Perfect. Perfect number. Had a little bad spot here. Track got away from us, started rising up a little. No problem. That's what you call no acetol. I've got headsets for these guys so they can communicate. Told Christmas, bring them damn headsets so they can stop hollering at each other. It'll make the day go a lot smoother, a lot easier on them. Well, we ran down here to the store. We got the guys a couple of boxes of fried chicken and hot sauce. Who the hell doesn't like fried chicken and hot sauce? I like the fried chicken part, not the hot sauce. Gotta keep the boys happy. It's good that the boss man gets out once in a while and says hi to everybody and brings them a little lunch or something, show them some appreciation. They work hard, so, you know, gotta show them that you care. I guess you don't have to. It's just my method of doing things. I know others that don't do that, but that's them. So, let's go feed the boys. Come on. Here's a section where they haven't completed the lane shift yet. Almost there. They're getting their, not final course of asphalt, but their second to final. So they'll be splitting this traffic soon and working on the middle. There'll be one lane out here, one lane over there. The center will be for us. Well, not just us, but you know, all the contractors, all the work will be getting conducted in the middle. But this is just about the last section left on this job that, well, this is the last section on the job where they haven't split the traffic to the outside edges. There's a superintendent for the job site. You can see the paving machine. They got her spread open too. And they got a little bit of utility work going on here. Then we'll come in and pour curbs in that section. Then they'll put their base down. And then here you see where the lane has been, from this part onward, it's all shifted to the outside. Well, the only thing left of those 42 pieces of chicken is some leftover Texas Pete and a grease stain. So the next truck pulling in, he hooked our damn string line and broke it. So now the guys are scrambling right now to get it put back up and repaired. You can see right here where it goes crooked. They got to re-pull it all, reset all of it. Who did it? The driver?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Not the driver, just random car.
Oh, somebody drove through? Okay, a random car drove through, like you saw almost happen earlier. Ran it over, which means they probably took out a pin or two. Damn. Did they run over any pins? Did they run over a pin?
They popped out of the ground.
Well, I hope they ruined their paint. This is a construction zone, ladies and gentlemen. It's not meant for people. That's why these barrels are here. That means stay out. But, you know, that's four-wheeler activity. So, as we talk about sometimes on the channel, apparently it's okay for them, but you CDL drivers, by God, better make your bed. Oh boy. This is what we go through every day, all day. So where he takes off from, we've been sitting here probably an hour waiting on the next truck. We fully expect there to be a rough spot. What we do is we leave concrete in the hopper and we inch the machine along, but still going to be a rough patch. We expect it. The guys are going to have to fill it up and fix it. Plus the car hitting the string line messed all that up. So we got a little transition here to rebuild. crooked that track is? That's because that stupid car ran through our string line. It's straightening out really quick. We've got front and rear steer, so it shouldn't take long. But the guys are definitely going to have some work to do in the back. Now we're back on track. Go fix this spot up, put some concrete over on that edge where the machine was twisted because of the string line. Now they're back on track, rolling. Ready for a nap after that chicken?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I thought maybe I brought it out a little too soon. They tore it up. They didn't waste a piece. There's finished product. Well, we still have to saw joint tomorrow. I'll show you that when they're done with it here in a minute. It'll look just as good as the rest. Almost done here of this little repair. Tony, make sure you mark this piece with some paint, and let's tonight get a control joint in that. Thank you, sir. Remember, back of that black truck's a lot of paint. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but you can see that machine's tilted like this. In normal operations, it would be flat. So that's sort of the game to what we're doing here. This road's doing this number, and we've got to follow it. So he's up there constantly dialing the slope in and out, and that's why you've been seeing Jose on the other side constantly cranking the jacks up and down. It's basically just to follow the profile of this asphalt. Normally we would just set our pins to the grade provided. Once you set the proper grades, you just go. With curbs and whatnot, it's just take off and go. No adjustments needed after that. But this situation, you gotta constantly be aware and just constantly dial that machine back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, following the profile of the road. And then they'll come in here with one more final inch, 1 inch of asphalt, and then this road's done. All right, so right here at this paint mark, this is that really bad spot that y'all saw that we had to fix about 10 feet or so of it. Looks perfect. No problems at all. Another truck here, running on down, getting it done. On time, every time. Is he empty?
Yeah.
You're gonna need about 15 yards? 18? Hey, that's a pretty good guess. I'm just saying I guessed at 15. You said 18, so that ain't bad. Well, now you know what a machine pour road separator operation looks like. Hope you enjoyed this video. I wasn't going to film it. I've filmed very little of us out here doing concrete stuff, mostly just sticking a truck in, but I thought, what the hell? You guys might like it. You might like to see what else we do or I do. This is one of them. But I'm gonna hang out with these guys a bit longer, sign out for the day. We'll see y'all on the next one.